Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Pink Print Podcast. This episode is all about thriving in uncertain times, and this is your Pink Print to financial clarity and confidence. So let's talk about it. In a time where the economy feels unpredictable, everyone's swiping their way into glam events, and buy now, pay later culture is the norm. How do we stay grounded? In this episode, we're breaking down what it means to build financial resilience in real life. From budgeting smarter and setting spending boundaries to paying down debt and protecting your peace, we're talking about how to make clear, confident money decisions in uncertain times. This isn't about shame, it's about awareness, alignment, and building a life that lasts. So nevertheless, here we are.
Let's set the stage. So
set the scene for me.
Well, Gio keeps telling me that we're in a recession.
No.
Which my financial advisor has something else to say about.
What does he say?
He says we're not in a recession.
Okay, great. No, guys, don't take my word for it. What do I know?
She's being negative, but we are in an interesting time.
No, I'm not being negative. I'm just setting myself up for success.
Which I agree. And I think going into summer, everyone, including myself, is like, oh, I need to make summer plans. I need to make summer plans, like book this trip, book that trip. But it's kind of like not really worth it right now, actually.
It doesn't feel like the vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't know if people are contemplating booking a trip or not, but to be quite honest, like we're in an interesting time with obviously the tariff situation. And I just think that prices are going to continue to rise for a little bit on everything and inflation. So if you're not in the most comfortable position, and if you're, well, this is a number one money mistake. If you're like, oh, but I'm going to get this money in 2 months or in 1 month, and you're booking a trip based on money that you don't have, like you're fucked, honestly.
Yeah, and that goes for anything. I would definitely wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people think that way. It's like, oh, I can book this because I get paid next week or something. Like, what if something happens, you know?
Well, what like, God forbid, in uncertain times you lose your job?
Exactly.
You know? So that's what I want. Okay, wait. I'm so sorry. My husband is actually calling me like a fucking psychopath. Ricky, you can't call me so many times. I'm not answering for a reason. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
He was dropping something off.
Okay, of course. And she's screaming at him like a bitch. So yes, interest rates are going nowhere. Actually, I just heard that
interest rates went up.
Correct.
Yeah.
I meant going nowhere as in down.
Right.
But I heard they actually just went down in like, I don't know if it was Europe or England, but they are cutting them, and the US is still not going to because of the tariffs and all of that.
Right. And I think that, I mean, we have to see how all of this plays out. But either way, we don't really know the future. We don't really know exactly how it's going to happen. And again, I mean, we've seen 5 years ago was COVID, which is really crazy to see that 5 years ago there was COVID a recession? Yeah, it was like a major shift in people's lives. Lots of people were laid off. Lots of people weren't making money. At the same time,
businesses closed.
Lots of businesses closed, but at the same time, a lot of people were also saving, and that's why they had so much spendable money later in 2021, 22, when things started to open up. People were just like spending like crazy because like, yay, we're free again. We've been saving up on all this time, right? And at least here in Miami, the real estate market like super duper took off, and the prices went up like crazy. And even in that sense, it's not that the prices have, I mean, they are adjusting, and like even if they've gone down a little bit, they're still so much higher than they were pre-pandemic, which was still 5 years ago. So it's still really crazy to see. But within all of this, it's just making sure that you know, are being smart and planning accordingly. And with everything, there's always opportunities. You know?
I think the number one or two things we wanted to mainly hit today is that so many people are overspending on aesthetics and escapism. And I think like aesthetics is huge. I mean, we talked about this on the last podcast, but I think for women, it's so difficult because there's always something you can be doing, like laser, Botox, filler, going to the gym, Sephora, the Sephora sale, dermaplane, hydrofacial. It's like the list never ends. Acupuncture, massage, lymphatic massage, fat buckle massage. Like, there's so many things for women to spend on. Like, obviously, if I could do all those things every week, I would. But you just like really have to like tune out the social media and honestly figure out what is best for yourself. I think you can do a few of those things, but it can't be a need, because it's not a need, especially Sephora is not a need.
No, I think you need to like weed out the bullshit with that stuff, because also a lot of this stuff is not always necessary.
Yeah. And even like I'm going to Stagecoach next week, and it's so easy for me to want to like buy an entire new wardrobe to take to Stagecoach with me. And this year I'm literally like, I'm using things in my closet and borrowing things from friends. Like, I'm not going to just go buy a bunch of clothes because I'm going on this trip, you know? But that's like an aesthetics reason to buy things. And
Yeah.
same with escapism, which is what we want to talk about, trips, which I planned this trip last July, so no one come after me. But 60% of people finance their Coachella tickets this year. Like, what does that say about the state of the world right now? Or not world, America.
I did read right after
Actually, the world.
that they had to have it fully paid by the time of the weekend.
Okay, but still,
if not, they couldn't go. And then I think some people couldn't go. And then I think I read that if you couldn't make it the full payment by Coachella, then I think you can use it towards next year with like a credit or something.
That's so stupid.
I don't know.
To me, and this is going to be like a harsh take, but if you have to go on a payment plan to buy something, it means you can't afford it.
I think, you know, it's so funny. I agree. But
like, I get it.
That's
Like, yeah,
my personal...
why wouldn't you... someone's gonna say, why wouldn't you pay $100 a month instead of like whatever 600, I don't know, whatever how much it is at once. But it's like, because first of all, why would you want like a recurring bill each month for something? But second of all,
well,
why are you buying something that you can't pay in full for?
In a way, right, that's how I feel. I just feel like this goes for anything. Like when you're using a credit card, like I like to use a credit card for the perks, for the points, for even security, so it's not like directly linked to my debit card. But I don't use credit just to like use the credit, you know? I actually have way more credit at my disposal than I would like to ever use. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to buy something unless I can actually pay it off then with the money that I have in my bank account.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you were to do these payment plans like with Coachella or with clothes, because I'm sure you can do that like on Revolve.
Klarna.
Yeah. You can do that with clothes. And I just imagine like, what's $50 here? What's $100 here?
Holy fuck,
what's another
I'd be
$50
stressed.
here? And then it's like you start adding up and you have like all this unnecessary consumerist bullshit that you're paying for. And they all became subscriptions basically. Which, by the way, I mean, I don't know all the rules because I don't do them, but I'm sure there's like interest if you don't.
There has to be.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, then you're just like adding all of these like now monthly expenses that like you can't get away from. And it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Or things that you really don't need. You don't need to go to Coachella.
Like we said before, like you're on this monthly pay plan, whatever. What if next month you lose your job and you can't pay that? Like, what if it's not a necessary thing to pay for your monthly Coachella ticket?
Like right
expense?
now, you're going in like debt for Coachella or for clothes from Revolve.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But that's why I feel
why
like...
do you think people are willing to go into it, like to go into debt to experience this, like this euphoria of buying new clothes or going to Coachella?
I don't know, to like show off, to like see
do you
that they
think it's
went.
status?
Like, I think it's part status. I think it's like people wanting to experience something that like feels so amazing that they want to like take part of. And like, I get that we're human, like we want to experience that. But at the same time, like for what? You know, like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Like pressure to have this image.
And like, I'm sure you're going to go and have a good time. And I'm not saying at all don't have a good time. I'm just saying like, if having a good time is at the cost of your peace and you building yourself up for success later financially, then like you just really have to ask yourself, like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Like live your life how you want to live.
Yeah.
Just
also
make sure you're not like stressed out about it.
Yeah. And like back to the 60% of people financing that, then you think about all the brands that paid for all the other people to go. It's like, how many people actually just bought a fucking ticket and went? For real.
I mean, the brands probably paid for the ticket, so Coachella's probably still...
I'm saying what person, like me, like I bought my Stagecoach ticket in full last July, but I'm saying like how many people actually did that? Well, we don't know, because all the other people, I mean, 40%, like, do you think 20% is brands?
I don't know, but brands probably make a huge part of it, because the brands are like, they have all those little stations.
It's a lot of
they have
different
a lot.
brands.
Yeah, and then the influencers are going, and honestly, it's like, it's part of their job, and like, yeah, it's fun, like they go to Coachella, but they're like wearing the brand. It's like part of their little influencer job. That was so mean. I don't want to say little influencer job, but you know what I mean. And then there's other people who are there who actually paid to be there, and they want to be there because they love festivals and love music.
I'm not
and
saying anything bad about influencers. I'm saying just like, it's like if 60% of people finance the ticket, and then what do you think 20% of brands sent people? So then 20% of people are the only people that bought full.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's a lot. It's a huge festival. Like.
It really is. So I think in my head, the way that I've always tried to live is like, if I don't have the money to pay it up front, like I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah.
And that would go for any luxury purchase, any trip, any hotel, anything.
No, and then it goes even deeper
Clothes.
because like most of the time when I'm purchasing something, not most of the time, every time I want to purchase something, I have the money. It's then like, do I want to use my money for this?
Correct.
That's the other part.
And I think that's like when you're okay, even if you're at the point where like, okay, do I want to spend all this money? Like, am I doing this like because I'm avoiding something? Am I doing this because it's an emotional spend? Am I doing this because I want to like not be left out of the group plan and everyone's going and I want to go? Like, I feel like this is just a really conversation to be really, really honest with ourselves. And I feel like money is something that people normally don't really talk about. And it's a little taboo, even within families. I'm not saying you have to talk about it with your friends, but like definitely have it with yourself, you know, like don't be in denial about where you stand. So just like be honest, like, oh, I want to buy this because I have FOMO. All right, well then ask yourself, like, really, do you need to put yourself in the situation? Or maybe you can and you're happy to and like whatever, you know, but just be honest with yourself.
I mean, I think a lot of people, like you hear a lot of people saying, I'm sure, no, not I'm sure, I have said this before. It's like, oh, I'm scared to check my credit card bill this month, you know, because you like knew it was like a big month or whatever. But you can't be scared to look at your credit card bill, first of all. And
Definitely
second of all, if something's worrying you, like you should look at your bill and see what it was about that month. Did you go on a trip? Did you buy was there a bigger purchase? Like, what was it? And then you can think about it, like, whatever, you purchased it, it happened, it's over, and hopefully you're not in debt and you can pay your credit card bill. But like for next month, how can you like change that? Like if there's are you going to want to like impulse buy something again the next month? Like you should just remember the feeling you had at the end of the last month, being scared to pay your credit card bill. You know,
to go off like what you're seeing on your credit
there's
card,
always going to be something we're going to want to spend money on. Like you have to just set that financial boundary at some
here,
point.
like in the US, and just there's so many things that you can buy and on like Amazon and this and that, and there's always something new and there's always something coming. Like you're always like it's honestly so much consumerism. But like, I mean, me included, I'm saying there's always something new that I fucking want.
We shop a lot,
you know, but it's just like, do we need that? Like, no, we don't need that. Like we can survive. And I feel like, again, like going back to the basics, like knowing your basic spending, because like maybe you did overspend 1 month, but you have to go back. And honestly, what I do is I make a list. What are my geo basics? My geo basics is obviously like my rent, my electricity, my water bill, my Wi-Fi. Like I can't live without paying for those things, right? And then I have like my geo like wants, right? Oh, then it's like that's your Botox. Like to me, that's a want. Like that's not, or a laser or anything like facials. Like that's a want to me, you know? That's why I was thinking about it. I was like, I'm investing in good skincare. So I don't need to get facials all the time. But just having very clear then and knowing exactly how much you spend a month, I think is very important. And always looking back at it, because sometimes like you'll sign up for a subscription and you won't notice that you did, or maybe like you overspent and then you have to adjust your budget, but always really keeping in mind like, oh, this is my budget. This is what I'm spending on. And I feel like honestly, having this down now while we're young is just going to make it so much easier to set yourself up for later when you have so many more bills, so many more expenses. And it's just setting up to grow that tree straight.
Yeah. I'll give a perfect example also, because there's, I think, a lot of like pressure also, like pressure meaning there's a lot of call to action when it comes to shopping like online. So I was like, oh, should I buy the Icon Pass for skiing? And it's like $1,400, like without, it's like $1,329. I'm assuming with tax, it'll be like $1,400 or more. And I'm like, I don't really want to spend $1,400 right now. And I was like, oh, but if I don't buy it now, then the prices go up and then the Icon Pass sells out.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, first of all, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing next year. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to go skiing like more than once. And the places that I ski on the Icon Pass, like you can only ski for like 7 days or something like that combined. So I'm like, I mean, it would still be cheaper for me to buy the Icon Pass, but like, what if, I don't know, like I get engaged or something soon, and then like I'm not really like planning on going skiing so many times next year, you know, like,
right.
So it's so easy to get caught up in that trap. That's like, oh, buy the Icon Pass, it's going to be cheaper. Like, you know, you're probably going to go skiing. So like, just make the investment now. But I'm also like, I don't really want to spend $1,400 right now, like at all. If I'm going to spend $1,400 right now, it's going to be for like a trip in the near future, not my ski trip for next March.
Right.
You know, but it is easy to be like, oh, but this is a good investment, you know?
Totally.
And I think that happens a lot. It's always like buy now before it sells out, like never coming back again. You know?
It isn't. But here's the thing. Most things, and like, you'll be like, okay, no, wait, I'm not going to buy right now, not impulsively. And you'll wait like a day or two and think, like, I forgot about it.
Yeah. Wait 48 hours. at least.
Honestly, there's so many things, and even especially if it's like a big purchase that I want to make, like I marinate and I think about it for so long before pulling the
Gio's
trigger.
honestly the worst. She's way too much. I think I'm a good medium.
No, I don't.
I'm kidding. She's not the worst.
But I definitely wait like a while.
A long time.
I don't.
No, and she
like,
goes
just,
into the store and tries things on 555 times.
I'm just making sure I really, really want it, and if I'm still thinking about it, literally 5 months later, because like a bag will still be there 5 months later.
Yeah,
or
but then you kind of like, we walked into Pat Bow that one time, and then you bought 100 things randomly.
Yeah, but I was really inspired. It was my wedding. Yeah. You know, it was a little different time.
That's
you
true.
know?
That's true. I think it's the only time I've seen you like actually shop without intent, like not without intention, without like you weren't there going there for a reason.
Yeah.
And it was great.
No, it was fun, of course, but like I can't be doing that all the time.
You don't. It was your wedding.
What's one financial boundary you set yourself that changed your relationship with money? And I know you have a little story about this.
That story wasn't for this, but I'll say something.
Well, tell me the story that I know you want to share.
Okay. I mean, that was like my worst money mistake.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's just skip there.
Let's just say that.
What's your worst money mistake?
Well, you know, I don't need to defend myself, but I was
Not at all.
18 and my mom got me a credit card and I had no fucking idea how to use it. And I like went to like Whole Foods and spent $40 and then never paid my credit card bill because I didn't know you like had to do that, or I didn't know how. I didn't know anything that was going on. I just like used the credit card. And then when I tried to reapply for a new credit card when I was 21 or something, I couldn't get one from anywhere because my credit score was so bad because I didn't pay this one $40 charge.
Crazy.
Because I didn't even know that this would happen. I didn't know how a credit card worked. Like I didn't know that this was going to be detrimental to me until I actually like needed a credit card. So for $40, you guys. And the only reason I was able to get one, and it took months, was because I work with a financial advisor at Bank of America and Merrill Lynch, and they were able to like really help me and like get me like a random ass credit card from Bank of America. Like it's not even it wasn't a normal one at the time. It was like really random. And she was like, "You're really lucky that I'm able to help you get this." And I was like, "Okay." My God. And my credit score is still not good. It's really not.
That's actually fucking wild.
But I do have another credit card now. Like I have like 3 now, which is good. I don't really need more than 3. I don't know why people have so many, but
no.
I actually only use 2 of them. And I pay my credit card bill full every month.
Yeah.
And my credit score is still not that good. So I just want people to know because it sucks and it takes a really fucking long time. It takes like 10 years, I think, to get your credit score back up. It takes a long time
to fix your credit, which is crazy.
And this, like, we're in real estate. We see this all the time. It's really hard when you want to. I haven't moved buildings because I'm scared.
No,
not scared.
don't be
of course,
scared.
If you have an explanation as well.
No,
like,
but credit is like everything here in this country. Like credit for your car, if you're gonna get a loan, if you're gonna rent. Like everyone's gonna ask for your credit score.
Yeah, like you need a credit score, and some people like think they can get around it by like for living. I guess you can pay all 12 months up front, and a landlord is gonna be happy about that. But for your car,
that's great.
I'm saying that's a loophole, I suppose.
Yeah.
But a lot of landlords are very skeptical about that. If you don't have a good credit score, like they don't want you living in their
because they just think you're not paying your bills on time. So how are you going to pay me on time? That's like the mentality that they say, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously depends on the owner. There's ways to get around it. But it's like the craziest thing when you're young and you're trying to start building your credit. Then you're trying to get a credit card, but you can't get a credit card because you have like not good credit.
Yeah.
It's like the dumbest fucking thing.
I'm about to compare it to homelessness in my head. It's just another vicious cycle. I'll explain the homelessness cycle because people are going to be like, what are you talking about? Basically, like you become homeless and then like you need to try to shower and get a job and look cleanly. But like how the fuck are you supposed to do any of that if you're homeless? Anyway.
You know, I think sometimes if I was in that scenario, like what I would do.
I remember being in California and seeing a homeless person like go into the bathroom at Starbucks and like try to clean themselves and like they put on different clothes.
That's what I would do.
Starbucks is really buckling down these days. Have you heard?
No.
Oh my God, they're doing a lot of different stuff. First of all, they don't allow random people into Starbucks. You have to like buy something to be there.
I know.
And they write like enjoy.
It's annoying. Like me, I'm like, can I please use your restroom? Like you need to buy some. I was like, fine, I'll get water.
It used to not be like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, what is one financial boundary that helped you change your life?
Well, I just feel like I have like boundaries now in general. And I'll just say no to something. I'll say no to a dinner. I'll say no to something I don't want to do. And I have no problem doing that. And that just doesn't like change my relationship with money. It just makes me feel like more confident that I'm like taking care of it.
Yeah.
You know?
I also will say, like, it's so much easier to spend like smaller amounts of money because you're like, oh, whatever, it's $40, it's $50, it's $60, aka going to Zara. So now whenever I go to Zara, I'm literally, unless I'm going there because I know I need to buy something, whatever. But if I go in randomly and I see stuff, I'm like, I have to wait like a week. If I still really want this in a week, I'll go back. But like, because if not, you're just spending $60 like every day on random shit, and that adds up.
Yeah.
So
anyways, just be honest with your spending. There's no shame. Create little lists. What's fixed, what's flexible, what's emotional, what's like a want, what's a need, you know? And then just make sure that you're just, whenever you purchase, do you feel stable or are you spiraling?
Yeah.
You know, ask yourself these questions, you know? And again, I think we mentioned this before, but we use QuickBooks to get all of our expenses like in check. We review it every single month. It's also a great way to see like if there's like a weird expense in there, be like, oh, what's this? This is fraud or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a way to like be on top of it, because I doubt you girls are looking at your bank statements every month. So at least this is like a good way to like make sure you see everything and where all the money is going. Then you can see a little chart and see like, oh, it's being spent more on whatever, household, travel, shopping, miscellaneous. You know, it gives you a good idea.
And is this spending like aligned with your future self?
Absolutely.
Because like you have to know what your future goals are, obviously, in order
like,
to know that.
Do you want to buy a house in the future? Do you want to move out of your house in the future? Do you want to, I don't know, get a car? Like, what are your goals? And I think that's also a really good time to like sit down and see what you want to do. Get in check with if you have any debt. Do you have any student loan debts that you need to pay off? How much do you have to pay off? What's the plan right now? And then you have to decide, like, does it make the most sense for me to pay that off now? Is my interest rate, some people got an interest rate a few years ago, it's like really low. And it's like, honestly, at that point, it's so low to like borrow the money, whatever, that it's such a low payment. Like, okay, maybe it's okay to keep it longer, or just like really analyze like what your goals are and what you want to do, so you know like what to tackle first.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
I mean, obviously we like, QuickBooks. You really need a QuickBooks if you don't have one. I mean, I was looking at mine the other day and I actually couldn't believe the amount of money I spent in expenses.
Oh yeah, I know. It's
and then
crazy.
I was like, is this normal? Then I asked you and she said, yeah.
And also, like, if you have credit card debt, I would again like look at the payments that you have with the highest interest rates and like tackle those first. And don't let it accumulate. Like, if you're at a position where you're in a situation like that, there's no shame. The debt doesn't define you. But, like, let's come up with a game plan to, like,
it's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. It's not going away.
And you have to stop adding to it.
Correct. So I was going to say, find the credit cards with the highest interest rates that you need to pay off first. Start getting those down. And definitely then, like, try to not be spending anything unnecessary unless it's, like, your basic living expenses, if you're in that situation. But it's the best way to like not let it like how do you say when it snowballs into something bigger.
But how would you I want to hear your answer, because you're gonna have a good answer. How would you respond to someone who's like, but if I do that, like my life's gonna be miserable?
Why would your life be miserable?
People who are like, okay, I have debt, but like I still want to go out to dinner and I still want to shop and I still want to do this.
We can't have it all. Like,
actually, as Roxy says, we can have it all, but not all at once.
Exactly. So you can have it all. And listen, even better, like, what is it to take 1 month of really tight spending? No one's gonna fucking see that you're not going to dinner. You know what I mean? Like, your friends won't like, I seriously, this is in all honesty, I think I've seen very few friends of mine since my wedding, which was 2 months ago. And it's not that I don't want to. Everyone's just busy with their lives. No one will notice that you're not going to dinner for 1 whole month, is my point. You know what I mean? Or if you're gonna see your friends, they're going to just be like, oh, I can't, whatever, I don't know, I have other plans, like go eat at
I'm
home.
honest with my friends,
or be honest with your friends.
I'm going out to dinner tonight.
I'm out here like just
no, yeah, but like I'm literally going out. Is today Friday? Yeah,
today's Friday.
I'm going out to dinner tonight, and then everyone was like, oh, let's go out to dinner again tomorrow. I was like, no, like I'm not, you know.
Okay.
I was like, I'm going out to dinner on Friday, and that's it. That's enough.
No, you can be honest, but also I'm just saying, like, sometimes when you're like in your groove of like your life, like you're working, or like now I have like whatever, my husband, and you're like home doing your things.
I have now whatever, my husband.
Or like my family was visiting. I'm just saying, like, life has so many things that come up that, like, I don't necessarily like tell my friends I'm hanging out with like my family because they're visiting. Do you know what I mean? But it's like a whole month goes by and it's like, why I haven't seen you. So I'm saying for those people who are like, oh, I can't go out to dinner. It's like, I don't think like it's a big deal. You know, either tell your friends you can't go or it's fine. No one's really gonna miss you. Like I say that like in a broad way. Do you know what I mean?
I'm like, that's a little mean. No one's
No,
gonna
like
miss you.
I haven't been to dinner with you in forever.
I see you like every day. Like literally every day.
Am I not making sense? Or am I making sense?
No, you are.
Do you get what I'm saying?
You are.
Do I need to be more clear?
No. And also like I think you're trying to say like you don't have to explain yourself.
Yeah, you
Just
don't
say
have
no.
to explain yourself. Or if you want to be honest, be honest. Do whatever the fuck you want. No one's really gonna care at the end of the day. And no one's paying your bills at the end of the day.
That's the
Okay,
thing. You're
so
being
it's
clear
like-
now. Marissa. Marissa's trying to pretend like she's not here. She has her hand over her mouth. She's getting a really important
Oh
phone
my
call.
god.
Oh, sorry guys.
It's okay.
It's a practice to like be able to say no without guilt, and like you should be able to get to that place because you're saying
Absolutely.
yes to your future self. If you guys haven't realized, it's the theme of this podcast. Every
Yeah.
time we're telling you something, it's not in a restrictive way. It's because you're trying to build a better future for yourself and longevity in this life.
And also, like, what seriously 1 to 2 months of your whole life?
No, it's crazy.
To, like-
even a year, by the way.
Even
Like,
if it's a year, even if it's longer, even if it's for the next 6 months that you need to put your head down, the same way they go put your head down and work and grind. Like, what really is it to you to not go out as much and like fix your debt and like you're stress free?
Yeah.
And you really just like feel better about yourself and feel more confident. Like,
yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that any day over like
Yeah.
just building up and getting more and more stress every day.
Yeah, and like think about how much better and more confident you're going to feel with these like more secure money moves if you like it's such a worse feeling to always feel anxious and like not know like how much money you spent at the end of the month and like being worried that you overspent. Like why wouldn't you rather just like the flex doesn't feel like freedom out there, you know? Like the secure money moves feel like freedom.
And
So
then
you're
you're
like,
just
fuck yeah, on to the new month. I did so well. Same thing with eating healthy, same thing with working out. Like
Honestly, which hard? Choose your hard. It's
Yeah,
like they say, you know, like
that's our
choose your
favorite.
hard. Like keep going down the rabbit hole or like pulling yourself out of it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm gonna say a super relatable story. Actually,
super relatable.
and it wasn't even me. No, but seriously, I remember when my mom was getting a divorce,
Oh,
and I
she
was
has
like
great
10,
stories. I'm like, she has great
and
stories.
she like had this friend who she's not friends with anymore, but like she would go out to dinner and like the lady would be like ordering like bottles and like shit like this.
Your mom doesn't even drink.
No, exactly. First of all, my mom doesn't even drink. And then my mom's like, okay, I'm going to pay for what I consumed at dinner. And the lady's like, you're so cheap, whatever. And like would say this. My mom's like, okay, sorry. I just got divorced. I have 3 kids at home. I'm like working. I'm not going to pay for your fucking alcohol. Whatever. The friend calling her cheap was just like whack. And my mom wasn't trying to be cheap, but it was just like, obviously she had way bigger fucking priorities, like
Yeah.
finalizing this divorce and having 3 little kids that were like 10, 3, and 2.
No.
And like paying for someone else's drink. Who, by the way, the lady was very well off. She could pay for her own drink. Like
She's
it's just
the fucking cheapo.
So
she should have paid for your mom.
So
I'm kidding.
it's just like not being afraid to set boundaries, and then also like in this case, whatever. If that person's like not meant to be in your life because they think you're so cheap, like great, then get the fuck out of my life, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but you need to be like so set with your goals and like this is my priority that all this outside noise you don't give a fuck about.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is an interesting topic, and I'll ask you your thoughts on this because for me, if I'm out to dinner with friends and let's say like they're drinking and I don't, but then like I order like appetizers that they're not eating, then like whatever, I'm not gonna nitpick the bill. But like you obviously never drink when you go out to dinner, so but I feel like you never not split the bill. You're never like, I'm just paying for my entree. I've literally never seen you do that.
No, I've never done that. But I feel like, well, to be honest, for the most part, like we don't really drink though when we go to lunch or dinner.
No, you and I obviously, but I'm saying like in another scenario when you go to happy hour with your friends and
Well-
you're eating and maybe, I don't know.
To be honest, my friends, a lot of them, they'll be like, don't worry about it.
That's what I would do,
That's
too.
what my friends do. Like if they ordered, because then my friends will start ordering like 2 drinks each or
Yeah.
3 drinks each, and they know I don't drink, they'll be like, oh, Gio, don't worry, just pay X amount, we'll cover the rest, or whatever, we'll pay the tip, don't pay the tip. Like
Yeah.
honestly, a lot of the times like they'll offer it because they know that I don't drink.
That's what I would
So
do
then I
too.
never really have to say anything, which is like really nice.
Yeah. Okay, but if you did have to say something,
Well, it really depends. Like, I'm not going to be...
there's literally an orchestra going on.
There is.
Yeah.
I think it really depends who I'm going out to dinner with. But, like, are we saying, like, in a scenario, like, of my close friends?
Yeah.
Then I'll be like, guys, I didn't drink. Is it okay if, like... Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing is, like, I really don't really say that.
Yeah,
I really don't.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be afraid to either. But I feel like I'm never really put in that situation. But I feel like if these are your close friends, like, you shouldn't have a problem to just be like, hey, guys, by the way, I didn't drink. Like, do you mind, like... if I just pay for my... And also, like, if my friend orders one drink, honestly, I don't really care.
Yeah.
But if they're ordering
Bottles.
each two drinks and each 2 to 3 drinks and I just had, like, my pasta and the appetizer, then it's like, okay, like, it will be, like, really, like, unbalanced. Then I'll say something. I'll like, feel it, honestly.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't mind splitting it at all because it's just, like, one drink and then I order sparkling water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I get an app. Then it's fine, you know?
Yeah.
But... it really depends, but don't be afraid to say something at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like people just like get themselves, now that I'm thinking, I just like got into this whole other world of like people just always wanted to keep up with the Joneses and like they're always like spending more than they should or buying something that they shouldn't or just putting themselves in a situation like for what? And I think a lot of it really is for status from what I observe from the people around me. But it's really crazy because at the end of the day, like, no one is coming here to pay your bill.
Nobody. Which is wild.
If you get yourself into, like, a situation, they'll be like, and she went bankrupt. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, oh, someone will always have something to say.
And she did. And she got herself in a tough situation. You know what I mean? Like, no one at the end of the day, like, really gives a rat's ass about you. So, like, just make sure you guys have to watch Your Friends and Neighbors. You have to watch it, John Hamm.
Does it have to do with this episode?
Like, yeah, a little bit.
Okay, cool. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
It's so funny.
Well,
it's funny. It's also drama. So, anyways, it's about money. It's sort of,
sorry.
Yeah, no, it's like keeping up with Joneses
John Hamm's
vibes.
so hot.
Yeah, I know.
Any cool women in it?
Olivia Munn.
Oh, okay, cool.
I like
John
her.
Mulaney's wife, right?
Yeah, she's like so hot, like so much hotter than him.
Yeah, but he's hysterical.
Imagine living with him. He must be so funny.
And also so fucking annoying. Actually, we need to know what his sign is. Wait, actually, side note, I was at Avo yesterday eating lunch by myself, and there were these 2 girls next to me, and I heard them be like, wait, he's a Libra, right? And I was like, is this what I sound like? Because I was like, what's going on over there? But I was like, they sound annoying. Which is exactly how I talk, by the way.
I was going to say, I'm like,
yeah.
Then maybe we sound
No, I was
annoying.
judging, and I was like, why am I judging? That's actually me. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Small shifts that will help you build a life that lasts. Because, you know, it's what we're trying to do over here.
Guys.
If you get your fucking QuickBooks, you'll know what subscriptions you don't use, and then you can cancel them.
I'm sure there's other apps too. I've heard of Rocket Money.
Rocket Money, Mint.
Yeah.
Fucking sponsor
the ones I get the ads for. I know, yeah. They're like, use it, whatever. It'll tell you all subscriptions. It'll cancel it for you. Like, nowadays, there's so many apps, so many tools that you can use, you know? Like, just do it.
Cooking more. Like, honestly, guys.
I've been doing that.
You've been doing that for sure. Even today, I literally just told Marissa this because I was like, let's cook lunch. Like, there's no need to get Carrot Express. I can fucking make that in my house in 5 seconds, you know? And so I went to Publix to pick up some lunch supplies. And then I'm like, but I just spent $100 at Publix. And like, that's so expensive.
No,
like,
I know.
I don't get it. And like, I'm not really I don't know if I'll use these supplies this weekend, but whatever.
Supplies.
Like all the ingredients that I bought to make lunch today.
No, I know, but I still think it makes
may last.
I think it still makes more sense to like go to the supermarket than go out.
Like I'll force myself to eat it, to be honest. So anyway, yes, I cook. I really try to cook 5 days a week. I always have breakfast at home unless I'm going to get a holy cow at Sun Life, which I get as my treat sometimes on Fridays after tennis, but I didn't play tennis today, whatever. Always breakfast at home. Lunch, I really try to have at home unless I'm like out and I really like can't be home because sometimes for our job we're out and about. Even, I mean, you like take it to a whole new level and you like wait till 5 p.m. to eat lunch at home. I can't do that, guys. Sorry, can't do that. But I've also been trying to
wait till 5
like I'm
to get home.
And she intermittent fast, so that's her first meal of the day, like psycho. But my point is, but whatever, that doesn't matter. My point is, I've actually been trying to rearrange my schedule so that I do have lunch at home. So I won't schedule things like at 1 p.m.
Right.
You know, like anyway, there's ways around it.
But you see, those are small things that you're doing in your life to just like make it work.
Yeah. And then dinner, like I really try to have dinner 5 nights a week at home. Sometimes it'll be Monday through Thursday, Friday night out, maybe Saturday night out, Sunday night in, whatever. 5 nights a week is the goal. 4 to 5 nights. And yeah, and cooking can be fun, and like you're also just like putting better shit in your body at the same time. It's like there's so many good perks to it, you know?
Yeah.
And Postmates, don't fucking Postmates unless you absolutely have to, because
Honestly,
seriously,
it's so fucking expensive.
seriously, it's
Uber Eats.
ridiculous. I ordered Carrot Express for me and my aunt like a few days ago, lunch.
What was it, like $80?
It was $82
$80
for two fucking people.
And what, a salad?
A salad and a sweet potato.
Like, that's crazy.
That's not okay. Anyway,
that's crazy.
buying quality over quantity, that's what we just said, like about Zara. Like, don't fucking just bop into Zara and start buying random shit that you don't need, because it's so easy to, okay? And same with like anything else, anything that you're like, oh, $20 here, $40 here, $60 here. Like, yeah, it's easy to be like, that's so cheap, but it's like, what if you just didn't waste all that money, and then like in 2 months you could buy something for $200 if you really liked it and it's good quality that you'll have for a longer amount of time.
Much longer amount of time, yeah.
You should do like auto savings per month.
Yeah,
especially if you're in debt. Like, it's a good way to just like put money away. $20 a month. I mean, $100 a month, depends on your debt, but
or $20 a week, like whatever. You can pick something that works for you.
and if you can't do that, you're living above your means. Sorry,
Yeah.
you are.
And also, by the way, like whoever is a 1099, like please put away for taxes.
I mean,
But
like,
that's
yeah.
like a must. Okay.
Like, yeah.
And just ask yourself again, does it support my future self? Is it something that's aligned with me? Do I feel comfortable? If you feel a little uncomfortable, I'm like, fuck it. Because like, you'll be like, fuck it. Yeah, I got what I want right now. But like tomorrow you'll be like, oh, fuck.
It's like
No, I need to,
alcoholics. They get a case of the fuckets, and then the next day they're not so happy about their decisions.
Anyways, we're not saying don't enjoy your life. Please enjoy your life.
Yeah.
And even if you are making so much money and you're doing so well, that's amazing. You go, still do your QuickBooks and still be on top of your shit, because you just want, I just think it's always best to like be on top of your shit, you know? And then you're always organized and you're always setting yourself up for success. And if you're doing great, then keep some reserves. Try to have 3 months reserves for your expenses, 6 months reserves for your expenses. God forbid something happens, lose your job or whatever, you have a cushion, you have something to rely on. And then if you're doing so well, then plan on investing, plan on buying something, plan for your future, you know?
Yeah.
And
It's not about shame. It's about like honesty and just like owning where you're at right now.
Absolutely.
And being happy about where you're at right now.
And I think that this clarity with yourself is only going to empower you even more. And you're going to feel so much more confident in yourself. Like, I know that when I have a good day on QuickBooks and I put everything down, I'm like, wow, I feel so good that everything is good. I know everything's taken care of, you know? Even like organizing it makes me feel good. I feel accomplished that I took the time to just like organize my life. The same way that you would feel good organizing your workouts and like going to the gym, or your foods and meal prepping. It makes you feel good that like you took the time to prep that for yourself. Like, it just adds like confidence.
Oh my God. So true.
Jinx.
So
Anywho,
that's how we build a life that lasts.
all right, quick fire rapid.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What's one thing you're currently doing to stay financially intentional?
Well,
Deep question.
financially intentional.
These are quick.
I know, but
Rapid
these are
fire.
hard intellectual questions. Like, I mean,
I think just like being intentional about every purchase. Just like
honestly,
asking yourself.
it's not about really shopping and purchasing, because like that's not something I do like randomly. It's more like going out to eat and like spending time with friends. Like, how can I just like not avoid, but like just do it in an intentional way each week. Like going out to dinner like once a week, you know, with my friends if I want. And even that's a lot. Like, if you can't do that, then you can't do that, you know?
Yeah. Dream financial goal you're working
Buying a house.
towards. Okay.
What's yours?
Buying a house.
You have a house.
Buying another house.
Okay.
Actually, I'm like buying. Saving up to remodel a house. There we go.
Oh, I love that.
That's a good one that I'm like actually
I love that.
looking forward to. Okay, cool, guys. Not about shame, about honesty, awareness. We love you. Be smart and set
And build
yourself
a
up
life
for
that lasts.
Yeah.
Marissa, do you want to come say hi?
Sure. Sorry for the interruption, everyone.
What interruption? It's all good. Everyone. 20 people.
Wait, there is everyone.
Hi,
oh my god,
everyone.
can I even see myself?
Do
I get to have 2 microphones?
you have anything to add to the conversation at all?
I think that the honesty thing is good because I used to.
Fuck everything else. Just be honest.
No. I'm just saying, like, I used to not look at anything, and then when I finally got things like kind of figured out, like, I look at my credit card bill every single day. But that's also just me being a freak because I just want to make sure that everything's okay and know how much I spend every day.
No, I love that.
Every day. That's amazing.
Every single credit card, all of them.
Do you want to say your worst money mistake?
My worst money mistake?
Oh, I love this.
None, because I'm perfect.
That was almost my answer.
No, definitely overspending. Like, it's hard when you like move to a new city and you aren't making as much money as you want to make, and you're living in a place that you love, but you're overspending on your rent. So overspending on the rent, but then not like taking advantage of the place that you're living in, because why would you not take advantage of it if you're paying so much every month?
I would assume it's also really hard to move to a new city, like when you were making friends in the beginning, and it's like, how do I hang out and do things with these people without like spending money?
100%.
So what are your tips for that? Like going on a walk.
Go on a walk. Yeah. I think
Anything else?
which is kind of hard in Chicago, for example, in the winter. So I'm
psychiatric.
just inviting, book club.
That's a good one.
That's how I met all my friends. Book club. I got invited to a book club, and then I just made the extra effort to go and invite people, and I
and
had
like host
at-
it yourself.
And then
be
they were like, "Who's this
Cheese
girl?"
will be there.
Yeah, and I'll have cheese and meat, so it'll be perfect.
Cute.
And my roommate that called me in the middle of the episode.
Wait, that's really nice. What's your financial goal you're working towards? Your biggest financial goal?
Ooh. I would like to say that it's buying a house, but I don't know where I want to buy a house. So I would say just like saving in general right now to be able to go on a trip and like not have to think about like during the trip spending the money and being able to be frivolous in that time.
I actually was gonna say, like, other than buying a house, I really do want to go. I want to go to like Europe with my
Yeah.
boyfriend or like go skiing.
I'm like,
with him.
yeah, you're friends.
Your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like a nice Euro. Like I haven't been to Europe since like 20. Okay, well, I went to Paris with a friend, but other than that trip where I like went with like her whole family, so it wasn't like a trip that I like planned per se.
Right.
Like just planning like a nice trip to Europe because I haven't been able to do that in so long, like since I've gone with like my family and things like that. So that's a goal of mine to be able to do it by myself, honestly.
And people go all the time. We don't know if they're in the right position
Correct.
to be going
Correct.
Yeah.
or doing it how we would want to do it, which
Yeah.
is okay.
Yeah. So that's all we have for now, everybody. Be careful out there. Don't overspend.
Be careful on the Brickle Key.
Oh my God, guys. Be careful on Brickle Key. There's a madman running around.
Take your pepper spray.
Take your pepper spray and get a QuickBooks subscription.
All right. Woohoo. Ciao. Bye.
Ciao, bye.